Alright guys, I had to be gone today because Nora is homesick, so I'm going to be doing your CFA review with you a little bit differently. First thing I'm going to do is grab a new document so I can go through this with you. So let me grab a new blank sheet of paper so I have room to work, because I'm doing this with my finger while you guys are doing this with pen and pencil. Alright, so question number 1 says, I need to grab my drawing tools. Alright, question number 1 says 12 equals 2x minus 14. We have two methods to solve this problem. I'm going to use the balance method on this one. I'll alternate back and forth. So I'm going to add 14 to both sides, because remember, if I give your brother $14 in Christmas presents, I better give them to you too. So you have 26 and your brother is 2x. Now I want to get your brother to an x. So I'm going to divide him by 2. So I better divide you by 2, whether you like it or not, right? And x is equal to 13. All right, I'm going to draw a little line here. And I'm going to do number 2. I'm going to use the cloud method on this one. And number 2 is x divided by 4 minus 14 equals 12. So I'm starting at x. I'm going to 12. Two things happen along the way. The first thing is x is divided by 4. The second thing, it gets subtracted by 14. On my way back from 12 to x, if I want to undo that, I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to add 14. 12 plus 14 is 26. Now I want to go back to x. So the opposite of dividing by 4 is multiplying by 4. And 26 times 4 is 104. So get that written down so you can use this on your pink CFA, on your real deal. Remember, you get to use this and your notes. And remember that you are stapling this to the back of your pink CFA so that I can show you the correlation between those of us who write it down and those of us who do not. So if you need it to be paused right now, ask Ms. Kirkpatrick to pause the video so that you can move on. Alright, I'm back to a blank sheet of paper. I'm going to do number 3. Number 3 says negative 3x plus 25 equals 52. I'm going to do this one with the balance method. So I'm going to take away 25 from both sides. Those cross out. Negative 3x on this side is equal to, I better do some borrowing over here, 47. Whoops, not 47. Crazy Mrs. Earlywine. Alright, 27. That's better. Now, I want x by itself. I'm going to divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. And since I've been making you write down those rules of integer multiplication and division, I have a positive divided by a negative. My signs are opposite, so my answer is negative 9. Draw my line so you can see the space between my work, and that is not 3.3, that is 3. Alright, number 4 says, 16 equals y divided by 4 plus 7. That's a hideous 4. I can do better than that. Alright, now I'm going to use the cloud method for this. So I'm starting at y. I'm going to 16. First thing that happens is I divide by 4. Second thing that happens is I add 7. On my way back home, I'm going to subtract 7. 16 minus 7 is 9. On my way back to y, since I divided by 4 when I was leaving, I'm going to multiply by 4 to go back home, and I get y is equal to 36. Same thing here as on the last one. If you don't have it written down, get it written down while I try to fix my equal sign. All right, so now we are on to number 5. Number 5's problem is n divided by 3 minus 15 equals 11. I'm going to use the cloud for this one. I have n going to 11. The first thing that happens is I divide by 3. The second thing that happens is I subtract 15. Going back, I'm going to add 15. 11 plus 15 is 26. Going back again, all the way to n, 26 times 3 is 78. Now I'm on number 6, the last one of the 1-point problems. Number 6 says 55 equals 15 plus 10s. So first I'm going to get rid of that nasty 15. I don't like it. I'm going to make it go away. So it went away over there, and over here I get 40 is equal to 10s. Now to get s by itself, divide by 10, cancels here, 40 divided by 10 is 4, equals s. Got it? If you don't, ask her to pause it so you can write it down. Alright, now I'm going to switch back to our CFA document by clicking on that. No. Alright, now we are on to number 7. The cost of an iPad is $50 more than 5 times the cost of a Nook. If the cost of an iPad is $1,100, choose the equation that represents the problem and gives the correct solution for the cost of a Nook. Show your thinking. There's a key word, show your thinking. I'm going to underline that because if you don't show me your thinking, you do not get points for this problem. Show me your thinking, and that means that you have to write your own equation. So you have to find the important information in this problem, and the important information is, in most of it, in the first sentence. The cost of an iPad is $50 more than, right there, $50 more than. We know that that means, more than means add. What are we adding? $50. We're adding $50 to something, we don't know what, but right away I can look at my answers A, B, C, and D, and I know that 2 of them are wrong. The 2 that say minus 50, I can cross them off right away. I know that those are not going to work. Now I can look at the rest of my problem. $50 more than what? $50 more than what? Something's going to go there, and that is this. 5 times the cost of a Nook. $50 more than 5 times the cost of a Nook. 5 Nooks. Then the next sentence says, if the cost of an iPad is, well, didn't they already tell us that an iPad is $50 this, iPad is $1,100, so this can all equal $1,100. Now, I have 2 equations. One of them has a correct answer, obviously, and the other one does not. So I have to solve it to figure it out. So I'm going to subtract 50 from each side. They cancel out here, and I get 5n is equal to, I better do some borrowing, that's 50 and 0 and 1, 1,050. Well, now I know that I can divide by 5 to get n by itself, and n is equal to 250. and 10. And look at that. There is my correct answer right there. What do I need to see on this? I need to see that you are showing me your thinking. Right there. Show me your thinking. All right, next problem. Dunkin' Donuts rents a store for $225 and sells donuts. If D represents the number of donuts sold, use this equation. We know it's an inequality. 6D minus 225 is greater than 0. To find how many donuts must be sold to have a profit. Graph your answer. Graph your answer, because I've been telling you all week that if you don't graph that answer, you don't get points. Graph your answer on the number line below. This is kind of a goofy looking number line, but we're going to use the one that's down here on the second sheet. We'll do our work up here. Okay. So I've got a little inequality there. I've got 6D minus 225 is greater than 0. And if I were there, you know I'd make you tell me what are these parts. I have my D for donuts. I have my 6 for how much each donut costs. I have my $225 for my rent. And it's greater than because I want to make a profit. So right away, I'm going to add 225 to both sides. It's going to cancel here, and I'm going to get 6D is greater than 225. All right, now I'm going to divide by 6. And I'm going to get D is greater than 37.5. If you need to see the division, you are allowed to use calculators on the quiz. You divide it out with a calculator. Or, remember, that's not a small j, that's a semicolon. D is greater than or equal to 38. Remember, if you do not show me your graph, you do not get points. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to start at 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, whoops, fix that, 43, 44, 45, and I'm coming back to 38, starting my dot there, filling my dot in, and everything above. I'm filling my dot in because I'm including 38. All right. I should have a completed CFA sneak peek. Remember, you get to use this on your quiz. Good luck. Do a good job. I know you can.